young adults crash out while having degrees, in the understanding that it is far beyond tough in order to receive an occupation in 2026. That's right, family. Even if you have a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, master's degree, you can have more degrees than a thermometer. And that does not guarantee you to have or to be able to walk into someone's business and get a job. It doesn't mean much of anything anymore, right? Back a long time ago, we were all taught to go to school, and in order for you to get that good job, you had to go to school, secondary school, out of high school, whether that being getting an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree, and the list goes on. It was always a thing. If you found yourself having a degree, you were what they call, upper echelon. You know what I'm saying? Like you were supposedly, on a different tier than everybody else. And I talked about this in other videos about how when I was coming up as a young adult, and I was in the workforce early on, I had people that were, cool, we was cool and stuff like that. But, I noticed that they always tried to use their degree as a level of socialism. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't, it's like when you around them, you're supposed to feel like you was like small or something or insignificant, because, they'll talk about their degrees and shit, as if, they're like, one of the kings, in ancient times, you know what I'm saying? And that was the reality of it. And I'm not saying that you're a bad person for having it and wanting to talk about it and stuff like that, but it was a lot of braggadocious shit, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy part about it, the same ones that was trying to flex on me when we was younger, with the degrees, we was all working the same job. Like, we was all working the same job, but they're telling you about the degree, but they worked in the same fucking, it's not like they was like, somewhere doing some, some NASA shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, bruh, we working the same shit, you know what I'm saying? So that was in the past. Fast forward to 2026, these kids are struggling to get jobs, and it don't matter, like I said, what degree you have. And that is a very huge letdown, because as you'll see in the videos, you have people that are going to collectively talk about being in an astronomical amount of debt. That's right. You, not only when you go to school, you accumulate a ton of money that you have to pay back. And that just goes to show you how society has been breaking people down, left and right. And in this video, you're going to be able to understand, what some of these, younger adults are dealing with in 2026 as the job market continues to be a hassle, a threat, and the list goes on. Check it out, guys. Until next time, St. Nicholas Brand. Peace.
Applying for over 324 jobs, getting 11 interviews and 0 job acceptance letters back. I'm convinced I'm going to be homeless in a year. And the worst part is I am over $120,000 in debt because society says you're supposed to get a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. Well, I got both, and I have fucking nothing. Do you know how embarrassing it is to go back to the same job you used to work at in high school 6 years later in life? It's embarrassing. The same manager, the same 40 and 50-year-olds that used to work there are still there, and now I'm fucking going back. Please tell me, what are you doing to make money in this economy? What side hustles, what jobs are you applying for? What are you doing to scrape by? Because the only reason I'm able to even pay my rent each month is because of the ClaimWise app. Your boy needs some help.
I just got denied a job from Target. I have a fucking bachelor's degree.
A pilot got on here and said, hey, it's hard for me to find a job. a pilot.
Today I asked ChatGPT how many jobs it thinks I need to apply to get a offer. It said 120.
When the job market got this bad, because what do you mean? I've applied to over 1,000 jobs and have yet to hear back from any of them.
Okay, retail, okay? The highest she can pay me is $12.58. That's a combo from McDonald's.
I got a job offer, 20 hours a week, $16 an hour. 5 months after I started that job, the entire company shut down.
I interviewed with this place once, twice, 3 times. I show up to the last interview. Nobody shows up. I was ghosted.
You want to do a phone interview? I said, yeah, let's do it. They said 2:15 work? I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. Let's do it. That's awesome. 2:14 rolls around. They filled the position.
So I just did a phone interview for a new job today, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. The hiring process is one of the sickest feelings that you will ever experience, man. Sitting on the phone and answering the most irrelevant questions in the whole entire world just for them to play in your face is the one of the most sickest feelings in the whole world, man. They be like, oh, can you explain a time when you had to change everything last minute? Oh, do you work better as a team or do you work better independently? What's one way that you can overcome burnout in a job? Can you give me an example of that? Like, why does that irrelevant ass bullshit matters, bro? Are you hiring or not? Are you paying or not? Do you need somebody or not? Why does it matter what I experienced at my last job, man? What's one of the biggest accomplishments at work? Why does it fucking matter? Do you need a nigga for the position or not, bro? This the shit that be getting people pissed off about this whole shit, bro. It feels like a motherfucking humiliation ritual. It feels like you're a clown performing for the goddamn king, my guy. It feels like you're literally a court jester and everybody's watching you perform, bro. And you like, oh, I'm gonna be positive, I'm gonna keep my head. And then you do all of that just for them to not call you back, bro. Honestly speaking, what is the point of you asking me these goofy ass questions at the end of the day?